watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unat Gentry. It is the last day of August, the 31st. And in today's top story, 2 men are taken into custody in Las Vegas after committing 3 home invasions and robberies. That's according to investigators. Rory Rossell has this report.
2 Las Vegas men were arrested for several armed burglaries and home invasions that happened earlier this month in the Las Vegas Summerlin area as well as the Northeast Valley area. Rondell Wilson and Shamar Swanson are both facing multiple counts of robbery, burglary, grand larceny, home invasion, and possession of stolen property. The Las Vegas Police Department wrote in the declaration that several burglaries were reported in the area during the days of August 6th to August 10th. Officers connected these incidents through DNA that they found at the scene. On the afternoon of August 6th, a woman told police that when she arrived at her home, it was allegedly ransacked. Through surveillance cameras, it was confirmed that the burglary had happened, and the victim reported several items stolen, such as valuable jewelry and a handgun. Police were able to match Wilson's DNA to some of the DNA that was found at the scene. During another home invasion that was reported on August 8th, there was 2 men that broke into a residence through the back glass sliding door. The victim arrived at her residence with 2 of her granddaughters while the men were still in the home. One of the men reportedly held her at gunpoint while demanding the access code to her safe. Shortly after the men threatened her, they reportedly left through the back door, driving away in a black Dodge Challenger. It was reported that several pieces of jewelry were stolen, as well as an iPhone and a key fob for a motorcycle. The third burglary happened on August 10th, and security cameras captured 3 people breaking into the home. At this residence, more jewelry was reported stolen, along with 2 professional-grade cameras and some loose cash. One of the cameras matched the person who was previously found at the incident, to whom police identified as Wilson. Several detectives found Wilson in the North Las Vegas casino on August 23rd and took him into custody. Police found a handgun on him with the same serial number as the gun reported stolen on August 6th. Wilson denied being involved in all of the break-ins, though he did admit that he is an ex-felon and could not be in possession of a gun. He allegedly said that he bought it off the street for protection. Records say that he was booked into the Clark County Detention Center in May, and during his stay, Wilson made a phone call to Swanson. Police checked Swanson's social media and saw videos where he appeared to be wearing a black Rolex that was reported stolen at one of the break-ins, according to the report. Detectives also saw that he had a black Dodge Challenger parked in his driveway. During an interview, detectives showed a photo on the August 6th burglary, and Swanson admitted that that was him, though he denied taking anything from the home, and police noted that Wilson was arrested with a gun that was reported stolen. Swanson denied being involved in any of the other incidents and claimed that he bought the stolen gun off the street as well. Las Vegas court records show that Swanson has posted bail with conditions that he is on medium-level electronic monitoring and no weapons are allowed in his possession, though Wilson still remains held at $100,000 bail. Preliminary hearings for their cases are scheduled for September 12th.
And now a warning from NCSO about a phone scam. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies say they are aware of a current scam occurring where a person is calling saying they are Deputy Sheriff Jeff Stark, and then they're telling the person on the phone that they have a warrant or owe money. This call is not originating from the Nye County Sheriff's Office and is a scam. Unless you have sent this person money, there's no need to report these calls to dispatch as they are aware. Please be vigilant, and NCSO will never call to collect money from you over the phone. If you ever have any questions about the legitimacy of a call from the Nye County Sheriff's Office, tell the caller that you will call them back and then call dispatch and request to be transferred to the deputy or detective who say they called you. And in other news, the Bureau of Reclamation is allocating $63 million in bipartisan infrastructure law funding to 13 water infrastructure projects all across the Silver State.
Congresswoman Susie Lee hosted a water conservation summit on Tuesday to discuss partnership-driven progress in Western water conservation. During the summit, Congresswoman Lee announced that the Bureau of Reclamation has allocated $63 million in bipartisan infrastructure law funding to 13 water infrastructure projects across Nevada. Congresswoman Lee was joined by Deputy Secretary of the Interior Tommy Boudreau, as well as representatives from the Bureau of Reclamation, Southern Nevada Water Authority, Desert Research Institute, and other regional water leaders. The $63 million in funding, announced on Tuesday, comes from the bipartisan infrastructure law that Congresswoman Lee helped negotiate and deliver to President Biden's desk last Congress. Now this historic legislation is delivering results to Nevada in many forms, including water infrastructure, conservation, and drought resiliency projects. In addition to highlighting this funding, Congresswoman Lee led panel discussions on local collaborations supporting the Las Vegas Wash, regional collaborations advancing large-scale water recycling, and efforts to harness water data for sustainable agriculture and water management.
Be careful out there on the roadways this Labor Day weekend because both NHP and CHP will be teaming up in an effort to target and monitor the highly traveled traffic corridors from California to Las Vegas. According to the LVCVA, approximately 300,000 visitors are expected to travel to Las Vegas over this holiday weekend, and 60% of them are expected to travel by car. So in order to help prevent accidents and ensure that families get to their destinations safely, both highway patrol agencies will be concentrating their efforts from tomorrow through Monday from Las Vegas to Bakersfield, California. NHP would also like to remind the public that from Primm, Nevada to St. Rose Parkway is a zero-tolerance zone where even the most minor of traffic infractions will be enforced. And the month of July set a new record for a monthly gaming win in casinos here in Nevada.
The month of July marked another record-breaking month for casinos around Nevada, as their total game winnings surpassed $1.4 billion per new figures released on Wednesday. That's a record number for the monthly win revenue reported to the Nevada Gaming Control Board. It's an increase of about 6.7 compared to July a year ago, when the gaming win was almost $1.32 billion, according to the Control Board figures. It's also the 29th consecutive month that the win has reached at least $1 billion. On the Las Vegas Strip, casinos reached a nearly $834.9 million gaming win, up almost 8% compared to the same month a year ago. Nevada ultimately has collected about $95.8 million in percentage fees based on the taxable revenues generated from this past July.
All right, after this break, we're telling you about a divine event that is being hosted by a local church. And if you need some life coaching, we have that and more for you in store when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, Tracy Cowlis is telling us about her new app called the Been There Life Coaching app, which provides life coaches who have been there for people in need.
So Been There Life Coaching is a brand new app that you can download on Apple and Google Play. When you download it, just like you would a game or your weather channel or whatever you download from the apps, when you get it, you will be able to look at our catalog of categories of all sorts of different topics, things like grief, health and wellness, making tough decisions, eliminating toxic people, parenting children with special needs. The list is 125 plus long. When you click on those categories, you'll be taken to subcategories so that you can really hone in on the things that you want to talk about. And under those categories, you will find life coaches that have experienced that particular category. At Been There Life Coaching, our life coaches only coach on things that they themselves have experienced. So let's say that you have a 12-year-old child on the autism spectrum and you're struggling and you're fighting with the schools a little bit and your family doesn't really understand why it's so hard to maintain discipline. You can find a life coach who has an adult child who has gone through all of that, someone with experience who is just for you and who is unbiased and will give you some coaching on how to get through, maybe some resources on what to do next. Again, Google Play and the Apple Store, download the app. The app is completely free. You'll register. Once you go in, you can make an appointment with a life coach.
A Pahrump church is hosting a charity event this weekend to benefit victims of the Maui wildfires.
I'm the pastor here at Pahrump Valley United Methodist Church, and as United Methodists, we are very aware of people that are in need and trying to help them through various organizations, whether it's just collecting things from the church or money from the church, or also through some of our more global arms. We have an organization called the United Methodist Committee on Relief, UMCOR, which is already on the ground in Maui helping people who were affected by the fires especially. Here at Lord's Treasures, this has been here for a long time, helping out the community. About 50% of the proceeds right now go towards helping people who are in need. We are designating 100% of all sales towards the effort to help people on Maui. And maybe even for weekends in the future. We don't know. We'll have to see how that works. We're primarily concerned about the people who lost their homes, the people who are living in their cars, who have no place to go, people who have lost their livelihoods because the whole town of Lahaina was just devastated. And so we want to do our part. We're hoping that we will raise as many as $1,000 or a couple $1,000 this weekend so that we can then give all of that towards the effort to help those people that are there. And we're just encouraging the community to come take a look at what's around here. We've gotten some new furniture, we've gotten some new items that have come in. All of the things that you see in this building, as well as next door in our closed barn and the shoe shack. Everything is donated from people in the community. And so it's all pure donations.
Speaking of donations, the banner for the Hawaii Relief Benefits Sale was also donated to the church by Stacy Jensen from Pahrump Print Solutions on Highway 160.
But all of that money that we raise this weekend will go towards helping the folks in Lahaina. And of course, we are keeping them in our prayers every single day because their lives have just been turned upside down. And so we want to do something that will help them.
We also asked how many volunteers have come to help the church regarding the benefit sale.
I would say, though, that probably at any one time, we will have as many as a dozen or so volunteers. Today, we are here sorting out donations that have been given by the community, pricing items, trying to see if they are items that we can sell to other people. Sometimes you get items that are not quite what other folks are looking for. And so we just want to make sure that the people are getting quality items for their dollars. And so that's what our volunteers are doing here right now. The date and time of this weekend, September 1st and 2nd. We are also having a 50% off sale this weekend. So people can get great bargains, and they know that they're giving to a worthy cause. We will also accept additional donations if folks want to do that. So the address here is 1300 Highway 372 in Pahrump, Nevada.
Now here's Mikey Ruhan with a very special Labor Day edition of his weekend road trip tip.
Well, Welcome to a special Labor Day edition of Weekend Road Trip. Just about 7 hours away, rising almost 2,000 feet above the town of Winnemucca, Secluded Water Canyon is one of the premier recreation areas in northern Nevada. It offers a rugged, picturesque setting along the canyon's upper reaches and a lush riparian area of cottonwood and aspen trees along the stream at the canyon bottom. It's managed by the BLM Humboldt River Field Office. This area offers sites for overnight camping, picnics, hiking, biking, and even limited ATV use, all at no charge to the visitors. They have campfire rings, grills, trails, shelters, and information kiosks, all in an effort to improve one of Winnemucca's closest recreational opportunities. For more information, visit winnemucca.com.
All right, again, we want everyone to be safe out there and have a happy Labor Day weekend. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, in today's health news, if you're planning to get a pedicure for an upcoming Labor Day trip or just for fun, it's important for you to make sure that you know where you're going first. Otherwise, you could risk getting an injury or an infection.
I always tell my patients that should they choose to do that, make sure that they inspect the location that they want to have their pedicure at. They want to make sure that their instruments are being sterilized, and it's okay to go in and say to the proprietor and say, I'm here to potentially schedule an appointment. How do you manage your instruments?
Dr. Joy Rowland is a podiatrist with Cleveland Clinic. She says, along with the tools used on your feet, foot baths or bowls need to be cleaned and disinfected after each client as well. During the pedicure, you should make sure your nails are not cut too short to prevent ingrown toenails. It's also best to avoid those cheese grater-like tools to remove calluses because they can potentially cut your skin. Dr. Rowland says you can get skin and nail infections if your foot is cut or pedicure tools are not cleaned properly. So what should you look out for after a pedicure to know if something may be wrong?
If you've had a recent pedicure and you start noticing any redness or swelling around the toenail unit anywhere, along the side or along the bottom, or even pain at the very end of the toe, it's time to get in to see a podiatrist right away. If you also notice that maybe the toenail itself starts to lift up, then I would get into a podiatrist.
Medical experts add that toenails developing a white or yellowish discoloration may also be a sign that you have an infection.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's look through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam at our pre-Labor Day weekend forecast. We have some breezes, scattered clouds, but beautiful weather. We'll take a closer look at what those temps will say for the weekend after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, all up and down this beautiful East Country Radio Network and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app that's so cool you just want to talk about it endlessly at the start of your weather broadcast every night. 90 degrees in Fernley, Fallon saw 93. Carson City, you're the cool spot, 86 degrees. Tonopah, you missed out at 87. Goldfield in the mix at 89, and out in Beatty, it's barely sweating donkeys with just 99 degrees. That's body temperature for a donkey if you didn't know. Amargosa is 106 degrees. The hot spot, Las Vegas, hit 104. Wonderful weather poolside. Get a mojito. And in the valley, 117 degrees, get 2 mojitos. Back here in the paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look at our current temperature, 99 degrees. Not too bad. We got a wind advisory out there. You may have noticed the winds out of the south-southwest to 19 miles per hour. Those are average gusts, so we're seeing some in the 30s and 40 mile per hour here and there. Stuff in the yard, might want to secure it. High today was 103 degrees, felt pretty good. Sun rose this morning at 6:14 a.m. Setting at 7:13. Look for mostly clear skies tonight. Be some clouds around sunset, and it'll be gorgeous sunset with all those colors up there. Low tonight, 77 degrees. Going to be great with winds out of the southeast to 15 miles per hour. Don't really like that much wind, but I think there's more coming tomorrow. Look at this, 18 mile per hour winds. And 3 days of deluge. That's right, we get clouds moving in. And, high shot of getting rained on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, it backs off a little bit, 22% chance of rain. And then the rest of the week, clear sailing, looks like. Sunshine, 10-mile-an-hour winds, temperatures coming up from the low 90s into the upper 90s. Stuff to look forward to this weekend. Not so much. Maybe look forward to staying inside. All right, back to the desk. Here's Jeanette.
I promise I'm listening, John. Just reading this amazing article about the charm and curiosities of Southern Nevada in this Nevada Strong magazine. Be sure to get your copy if you don't have one, because it's also your guide to our 57th annual Pahrump Fall Festival. Nevada Strong magazine, it's amazing. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, we want you to have a safe Labor Day holiday weekend. Enjoy, everyone.